Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We continue our recitation with the 11th pauri or stanza of Tithi, Gauri Mahalla Panjwa. And we begin with the salok first. Salok Eko ek bakhaniye birla jane swad, Gun Gobind na janiye nanak sab bismad. Pauri Ekadasi nikit pe kaho Har Ram, Indra bas kar sunho Har naam. Man santokh sarab ji dayal, In vid bart sampuran bhaya. Dhavat man rakhe ek ठाए, मन तन शुद्ध जपत हर नाए. सब में पूर रहे पार ब्रह्म, नानक हर कीर्तन कर अटल एह करम. So in the salok, in the introduction, what the Guru is saying is that while we speak of the one, and oneness, we don't really quite know what it is, because it is very rare that an individual has that experience. It's a rare experience, but it must remain aspirational for all of us. Eventually, we will have that experience. Eko ek bakhaniye. Eko ek. We speak of the one. Bhakhania means to speak, to utter, to say. Birla jane swad. The actual experience is very rare. The speaking of it is quite commonplace. Essentially, Gurmat privileges knowing from the heart over knowing by the head. So the intellect might understand conceptually Eko ek, what oneness might imply, but the actual experience is not quite that common. And then he goes on to reiterate this. Gun Gobind na janiye. We do not know the qualities of Gobind, the sustainer. If we did, then we would be those rare individuals who have the experience. We would be in a state of bismad, wondrous awe. Gun Gobind na janiye. But if we did, nanak sab bismad. Everything would be wondrous awe. Now to the pauri, Ekadasi. So this is Eka, 1, Dasi, das. 1 plus 11, 1 plus 10 rather, the 11th day of the lunar cycle, brings to us lessons in unity in creation. And if you notice, we had insight into what Naam Jap is, what that process is, in the previous pauri. Some of that continues in this. So the Guru is saying that if you wish to experience the all-pervasive self, that's my transcreation, even though the actual panktis are written in first person, are instructed as such, but I'm transcreating it so that we can make sense, we can kind of be able to understand it in our contemporary idiom. So essentially what is being said is that if you wish to have that experience, Har Ram, within, Nikat Pekha, that is to say, if you wish to have that experience inside of you, then Indri Basakar, bring your senses under control. This was said in the previous pauri. That is the very basis of this process of Naam Jap, is to bring your senses under control in order to quieten the wavering mind. Dhavat man rakhe ek ठाए. That is our essential problem. That is our barrier. It is a wavering mind. The wave thoughts that we experience are exactly what cover or if you will, our essential self. So the Guru is saying, you have to control the input and output through the 9 apertures. This is energy flowing in and out and being wasted in many ways. So you have to kind of bring it all together. Heightened awareness. And then he says, listen attentively. Listen attentively. Suno Har Naam. In order to perceive Har Ram, the pervasive self, listen to Har Naam. Listen to the attributes, the qualities. In other words, begin to understand what it is that you are trying to awaken within yourself. Or what is it that you're trying to recollect or becoming aware of? And that is Har Naam, knowledge of the self. How do you do it? Man tan sud japat harnai, japat, japana. Again, it's part of that process. It includes recitation, reflection, meditation on Naam, which is expressed to us through the word of the Guru, Sabad. And this process reaches its fruition when you begin to feel santok, man santok sarab ji daya, when compassion and contentment. When you experience that in your mind, then the Guru says, in bid bharat sampurna bhaya. Bharat, your effort, your withdrawal of the senses has become successful. It is no longer chasing transitory pleasures. And the Guru eventually says, Nanak har kirtan kar. Engage in kirtan. And that is atal ehtaram. That is our inviolable duty. So what is Har Kirtan, Har Naam here in this context? They're overlapping terms. Together, they imply the practice of bhakti. And bhakti that is unalloyed, that doesn't have any sense of transaction in it, that is complete devotion and submission for the self. So essentially, kirtan means to praise or to glorify by reciting the qualities and attributes of the entity that is being praised, in this case, the Har Self. And in Sikhi, kirtan is inextricably linked with music. So in its operative form, it is called Sabad Kirtan, and it is quite similar to what is known as bhajan in other spiritual traditions, although there are differences in nuance, but more or less the same idea, and also similar to the hymn in Western traditions, a hymn from hymnus, which means song of praise or worship, or even a psalm, which is a plucked song of praise. So kirtan is central to Sikhi. That is the way to transform oneself. On that note, until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.